Imagine an aircraft engine so different it doesn't even look like it should fly. No cover, no smooth shape, just giant spinning blades out in the open. Sounds crazy, right? But Airbus is dead serious. They believe this radical new design could save fuel, cut emissions, and lead the future of flying. But here's the twist: this engine might not just change the aviation industry, it could destroy the way it works today. In this video, we're diving deep into why this engine is making headlines and what it means for the future of air travel. Trust me, you'll want to see this. Before we dive into video, please subscribe our channel. What is the open rotor engine? Unlike the engines you see on today's planes, those smooth, round turbofan engines, this one looks completely different. It has large, uncovered blades spinning outside the engine, kind of like a giant high-tech fan. That's why it's called an open rotor. Traditional engines hide their fan blades inside a casing, but open rotor engines remove that outer shell to reduce weight and improve airflow. This design isn't just for looks, it's built for performance. Airbus and CFM International claim it can reduce fuel consumption by up to 20%. That's a huge number in aviation. It means lower costs for airlines, fewer carbon emissions, and a major step toward cleaner flying. The goal? Build planes that are quieter, greener, and more efficient for the future. And this engine could power the next generation of short and medium-haul aircraft by the 2030s. It might look strange, but this engine is based on years of science, testing, and evolution. And now, it's finally making a comeback in a very big way. Why is Airbus developing it now? The answer is simple. The world has changed. Today, airlines are under massive pressure to reduce carbon emissions. Governments are setting tough climate targets. Passengers want greener travel. And fuel prices? They're rising like never before. All of this has forced aircraft makers to think beyond traditional engines. Airbus sees the open rotor as the perfect solution. It's not just about saving fuel. It's about surviving in a future where flying must be clean, quiet, and efficient. By cutting fuel use by up to 20%, these engines could help airlines save millions of dollars every year. That's a big deal in an industry where profit margins are already razor-thin. Plus, regulators in Europe and around the world are planning to charge airlines more for emissions. So the faster Airbus creates low-emission planes, the more future-proof they become. Bottom line? This isn't just innovation for fun. It's innovation for survival. And Airbus knows whoever wins this race could control the skies in the next 20 years. The massive advantages. Now let's talk about the massive advantages of the open rotor engine and why it's being called a game changer. The biggest benefit? Fuel efficiency. Open rotor engines can reduce fuel burn by up to 20 to 30% compared to today's engines. In aviation, that's a huge leap. Lower fuel use means cheaper tickets, longer range, and fewer emissions released into the atmosphere. It's a win for airlines, passengers, and the planet. Another big advantage is versatility. These engines could power the next generation of aircraft, especially short to medium-haul planes, the kind most of us fly on. Airbus is also designing them to work with sustainable fuels or even hydrogen in the future. And then there's weight. Without a big fan casing around the blades, these engines are lighter, which means the aircraft can carry more passengers or cargo without burning more fuel. In short, the open rotor engine isn't just about being different, it's about being better. More efficient, more future-ready, and more aligned with where the aviation industry is heading. While the open rotor engine sounds like a breakthrough, it could also disrupt the entire aviation industry in ways we haven't seen before. First, think about the competition. If Airbus successfully launches this engine, other engine makers like GE, Rolls-Royce, and Pratt & Whitney could lose major contracts. Airlines might shift away from older engine technology, forcing competitors to either catch up or fall behind. Second, there's the fleet replacement race. If open rotor planes become the standard, airlines will need to upgrade faster than expected. That means spending billions to stay competitive, which could shake up the market, especially for smaller carriers. Then there's airport infrastructure. These engines are bigger and have spinning blades exposed. Airports may need to adjust safety zones, maintenance procedures, and even runways. That's a huge logistical and financial challenge. And let's not forget pilot training and regulations. New engines often mean new procedures and certifications. For decades, Jet engines, especially turbofans, have dominated the skies. Companies like Rolls-Royce, GE, and Pratt and Whitney have built their empires around them. Billions have been invested in perfecting that technology. But here comes Airbus, introducing something radically different. And if it works, it could make all those traditional engines obsolete. Imagine airlines suddenly shifting their orders to new aircraft with open rotor engines. That could lead to massive losses for existing engine manufacturers who can't keep up. Entire supply chains might collapse. Thousands of jobs in engine design, manufacturing, and maintenance could be at risk. And it's not just about the engines themselves. All the systems built around the maintenance tools, spare parts, repair hubs would need to change. That's a huge shakeup for an industry that usually evolves slowly. So while open rotor tech promises a cleaner, cheaper future, it could also leave a trail of disruption behind. And that's why many insiders are watching this shift with both excitement and fear. As exciting as open rotor engines sound, they come with some serious challenges, and these could slow down or even block their success. The biggest concern? Noise. Open rotor engines are louder than traditional turbofan engines. Since the blades are exposed, there's no casing to muffle the sound. In an industry already under pressure to reduce airport noise, this is a major issue. Airbus and CFM are working on advanced blade designs to reduce the volume, but it's still a challenge. Next is safety. Open blades spinning at high speeds raise questions. What if a blade breaks mid-flight? What happens in crowded airport areas? These engines need to pass strict safety tests before they're certified for passenger use. Then there's public perception. To most people, a jet engine without a cover just looks unsafe even if the science says otherwise. Winning public trust will take time. And finally, design limits open rotors may not work on long-haul or wide-body jets due to space and speed constraints. So while the technology is promising, these hurdles must be solved before it takes over the skies. Airbus isn't the only player in this race. While they're leading with the open rotor engine concept, other giants are moving fast too, and the competition is heating up. One of the biggest challengers is CFM International, a joint venture between GE and Safran. They're working on their own open fan engine under the RISE program, short for Revolutionary Innovation for Sustainable Engines. Just like Airbus, they promise a 20% improvement in fuel efficiency and a serious cut in emissions. Then there's Rolls-Royce, pushing forward with the UltraFan project. While it's still a turbofan, it uses the latest tech and materials, gear systems, and fan sizes to compete with open rotor designs without going fully uncovered. Boeing, on the other hand, is watching closely. Though they haven't committed to open rotor yet, industry experts believe they're secretly developing alternatives to stay in the game. The truth is, every major aviation company knows, whoever creates the most efficient, eco-friendly engine first could dominate the next generation of flight. It's not just about innovation anymore, it's a full-on tech war in the sky. Right now, the technology is in the development and testing phase. Airbus, along with CFM, plans to begin ground and flight testing around 2026 to 2028. These tests will help prove whether the engine can handle real-world conditions like high altitudes, turbulence, and long operating hours. If everything goes well, we could see open rotor engines on commercial aircraft by the early 2030s. But keep in mind, certification in aviation is extremely strict. Safety, noise levels, environmental performance, all of it has to pass international standards. That process can take years. Airbus is expected to use this engine on a brand new next-generation aircraft, which hasn't even been officially revealed yet. So it's not just the engine, we're also waiting on the plane that will carry it. In short, we're not flying on open rotor jets tomorrow, but the countdown has definitely begun. And if this technology delivers what it promises, it won't just appear, it could take over, reshaping the skies for decades to come. So, is Airbus about to lead aviation into a cleaner, smarter future? Or are we looking at a risky gamble that could crash before it even takes off? The open rotor engine has the power to save fuel, reduce emissions, and disrupt everything we know about flight. But it also faces serious noise, safety, and adoption challenges. The future of aviation is being written right now, and this engine might be the pen. But what do you think? Would you feel safe flying on a plane with this new design? Drop your thoughts in the comments.